Well, it sure is good to be back here at Bend. It's always fun seeing all the Breedlove guys and seeing all the guitars. So I'm happy to talk to you about what I'm doing, or answer any questions you have about guitars, or making a living on the road, where the good restaurants are in Tokyo. Answer everywhere. So to start off with, does anybody have any questions at all about anything? Okay, well, thank you for coming. All right, I'll start off with a tune here that is a tune I finished the show with last night, and it's a new one that I don't have a title for yet. But one of the things that when people go to guitar camps or guitar clinics, I tend to talk about the stuff that nobody else talks about, because a lot of times it's difficult to put into words, and it's not directly guitar related. But one of the great things about the guitar is that it's such a good companion, and you'll get a lot of music out of that relationship with the guitar. It's not so much about the fingers and the notes and the tablature and all that stuff. It's about how you feel about the guitar. And I always try to tell people at clinics, think about what led you to the guitar the first time, and think about the first thing you ever did on the guitar that gave you that little buzz. I mean, for me, I think it was a D chord, and I was gone. That was it. And this tune came out at a time when I was just, my brother had just recently passed away, and I was kind of in the dumps about that. And I would sit there with the guitar for hours, just kind of noodling around, and the guitar is a great way to console oneself. And I had this little simple figure that I just played over and over and over again. And after a little while, I started getting really sick of it. And that's when I knew I was kind of pulling out of the dumps, you know what I mean? When I was motivated enough to change it, so I finished the tune. Starts off with a cell phone. One of the things I like to do is arrange tunes from other records. A lot of times they're all folk songs, or my last record was a record of blues, which is mostly original kind of bluesy stuff, but the occasional gospel tune. Because I always like the way the blues guys tackled the gospel music. It was, I started playing when I was 14, and I really love classical and Segovia, but the first time I heard Mississippi John Hurt, everything changed. And as a 14-year-old suburban white kid listening to all these really exotic songs about drinking and fighting and stabbing and working and hating your boss and running around with women, more drinking and fighting and stabbing, and then other guys running around with your women, and then always, in the middle of side two, there'd be a gospel song. And attempted some sort of atonement, I guess, for everything that happened on side one. And I'll play you an arrangement of a tune I first heard Mississippi John Hurt do this one. It's a song called Just a Closer Walk with Thee. And my arrangement is a lot more like the gospel piano. I love those big fat, rolling piano chords that the gospel piano players play. And what I'm really, in many ways, attempting to do is just kind of set more of a tone and a vibe and relate the song with a sense of narrative. And I don't really tend to play a whole lot of notes. I try to, in many ways, I'm sort of going the opposite way of what is happening today in guitar music, which is to fill every nanosecond up with some kind of noise or a note or a guitar slapper. And I like that stuff, but my own personal thing about music is just to basically see how little I can do and still get away with it. It's always fun being on these guitar shows with a bunch of other players. And I always like to comment that they're really raising the bar. I mean, the bar, the level of guitar playing these days is exceedingly high, and I'm grateful for that, because the higher they raise the bar, the easier it is for me